Mike Gill and Crash.
Hi, Mike. How are
Man, we were swimming in mud this week, huh?
Yeah.
But you know something? I hope people are paying attention. Our last 5 videos, we've given you steps. People weren't talking about Jack Smith. They are now. He just went to Congress. And remember, he's being asked questions by congressmen, politicians that are slanted. It wouldn't go like that in court. Now, this thing with, and listen, he's not wasting his time. Either is the DOJ. What did Jack Smith? Jack is back. Well, he's back again. He went from the Senate to the Congress and he got out his testimony. So, a little of that we're going to talk about briefly just to tell you what to pay attention to. But the plan is impeachment. Now, think about this Congress impeaches you, it goes to the Senate in a trial form. In fact, the judge is the Chief Justice of the United States. This wouldn't go well. So let's kind of step through it now. And again, this is always a plan. A plan enough for us to give you the last 5 steps in a row. What's going to happen before it happens? And here we are. So in other words, I'm going to show you where we are, the steps moving forwards, and what they're doing to stop us, and the importance of that brokered convention. Remember, the brokered convention? It was Flynn that led the brokered convention with Liz Harris, with Shelby Bush to stop Trump. We can assume Trump wasn't committing suicide. So what does it mean? Flynn. And then who was behind Flynn? So let's step that stage and have you understand the importance. Because even the importance we have Matthew Tuckeroni back, which all fits into this puzzle, including all the people that went to stop us. Listen, they sent an army. They've been sending an army for 20 fucking years. What do I have that I need to be stopped? What did I have that they needed to reach out on December 18th from that Oval Office? It is the Pandora's box. What are we finding out? Minnesota, the ICE, what is part of the problem? Medicaid fraud? Medicare fraud? And who's behind it? Oh, you mean drug cartels and human traffickers? That is the cartels. That is part of the theft. That is the Pandora's box. And that gets passed by those congressmen that are blackmailed and are stealing. That is the Pandora's box. It gets passed by the governors of each state and federal, which is why, Waltz resigned in 48 hours. Okay, let's take you through this. But I need to have you remember, listen, there's all kinds of bullshit they're selling. This shit is as real as it gets. You need to understand it because they are coming our way. All right, hit it. So we got Jack Smith, 86 witnesses, not a single one is a Democrat. Do you remember? You are never betrayed my enemies. This is important. He's making his case with the people closest to Trump. This is why he was absolutely certain that he'd win that case in court, criminally against Trump. And he would have. Now, don't forget, part of what this testimony was, could Trump be then impeached and be tried criminally? You notice he didn't answer? Because he could. And that could be also the intent. Now, hit it. Let's go on this journey. Now, let's put these things together. Now, what do we have Flynn saying? They're after us. You're damn right they're after you. What does it say? Alex Jones, Team Trump is after us. And after is capitalized. Now, what did I say? Trump's way out is entrapment. He's not innocent. He's guilty working with these animals. Not if he was entrapped. So legally, he gets off. So our boy Jack has got an issue with Flynn. The only question then is, did Trump come to realize it? Because he's pretty slow on this shit. And 2 months ago, he did. So who's he going after? The people who set the trap. Flynn, Jones. And we're going to hear from Powell in a second. Okay? Hit it. So the only reason why Trump would go after Flynn is to tag him. Oh, then we got our boy Bongino, that googly-eyed bastard with Patel, the one who made millions telling you to open the Epstein files. And I want to tell you right now, I want every word, every photograph, every text in the Epstein files released. No, I'm telling you they won't. But that is my position. Full disclosure on everything. I want the tape and that brokered convention released. I want the Pandora's box open. All of what I did and who I am is giving it to the American people because I can't tell you there's a good guy out there. We're the good guys. The white hat, black hat bullshit. You're the white hats. The rest of them are criminals. Now, Alex Jones claims Bongino warned him of the FBI investigation. They're coming for us. Yeah, damn right they are, which probably had something to do with Bongino resigning. So now he's going to play the defense where he can do more harm to the American people by lying to us again. Nice job, shithead. All right, hit it. Let's not forget, our boy Flynn had an opportunity to speak to the J6 committee. Let's tell the truth, although he is a professional liar, which is why he's the one training MK Ultra, and we're up to our ass in CIA fucking agents. But maybe we'll give him another. No, he did get prosecuted for lying. And our boy Flynn took the fifth. Now, do you think you're innocent when you take the fifth? Now, if you're innocent, you'd want to be straight and tell them, say, hey, listen, this ain't me. I'm not guilty. Oh, not our boy Flynn. He took the fifth on the J6. So if we're going to have Trump getting entrapped, Flynn would be the boy. Hit it. Now, if you watch the Senate hearing with Jack Smith, and I was waiting for this. And you know what that is? That's Jack telling us that Sidney Powell is a co-conspirator. What? Meaning he would have prosecuted her, or she would have taken an immunity deal. Oh, wait a minute now. We're talking about the flip. That would be the immunity. Unless you think she's going to jail for Trump. She set Trump up. So did Flynn. And we're going to go more. But understand this. A co-conspirator. If they went to a criminal trial, she would have been indicted or immunity. And listen, she's going to get a chance again right in front of the Senate. And if you lie to the Senate, you go to jail. So that's our boy, Sidney Powell. Hit it. Just so we remember who Sidney Powell was. And we remember who Sidney Powell was on December 18, 2020 from the Oval Office.
She's not a boy. You said that's our boy, Sidney Powell.
How do you know?
I don't.
Okay. December 18th. Let's take you back to the Oval Office. And why was I picked to have Flynn and Powell reach out to me? Because I am the Pandora's box. That with the DOJ behind this, they know I could expose them. You can expose, and the reason why I was going to give it to Flynn and Powell, because it would have incriminated the Senate and the Congress, and Trump could use it as leverage. You can't get voted out if you incriminate them. Now, there they asked for an affidavit, including the settlement, $50 million. Listen, all this is about blackmail. They take my evidence and they blackmail. And you're going to see that here. They even try to sell it. Stop the bidding at 10 million. But let's not pass it. The affidavit on December 18th requesting it. You know who wanted that affidavit? Sidney Powell, the co-conspirator from that day. Hit it. Wait a minute, text. Ready? Sidney has the affidavit. Whoa. So now the co-conspirator on the day of the implementation of the insurrection from the Oval Office has my affidavit. Hit it.
Sorry, Mike, I'm out of order and
Don't worry.
I have one. I wanted to block numbers out and I don't want to dox people. So I had the wrong one up. I mean, I was going to put the wrong one up. So here you go.
Okay.
This is the text with James.
Sidney has the affidavit. Okay, let me see this.
I don't know if this one was the next one in your order, but this is what I got.
It might be.
It's James Tesoro.
Okay, there it is. Ready?
Okay.
At the bottom of it, what do we say? And I'm talking to this Tesoro. Something's wrong with my iPad. I'll keep working on it. Just know that Sidney Powell has everything. And what date was that? Was it the next day?
Yep. Yeah, the next day.
December 19th. Sidney Powell has all my evidence. Sidney Powell has my signed affidavit. Sidney Powell is named as a direct co-conspirator by Jack Smith. Hit it. All right? So we've established, now that's evidence, folks. How do you explain that? Boy, that's a face I hate looking at. I got to tell you. Now you remember. Hold on. You remember Tuckeroni. Boy, you're quick on the trigger. Tuckeroni, right? Now, Tuckeroni was the guy that videotaped and recorded everything. He's a mole for Flynn from the beginning. He was in that brokered convention. And we'll get into what happened thereafter. But remember who he is. He's a Flynn clown. Now, these are his words recently exposing TP USA, Turning Point USA, is a fraud. America is a fraud. Ooh, that's a strong statement. I will translate, but we're going to have you hear this. All right, hit it, Crash.
Am I playing the whole thing?
Play the whole thing. It's not that long.
It's okay.
Take a quick listen to me. I want to tell you something right now. Former Turning Point employee here. I've been posting on my other TikTok. Great views, but let's see what we can do here. I'm going to tell you something right now. Turning Point is a fucking fraud. America's a fucking fraud. Right versus left, all of it, it's bullshit, okay? I ran for public office. I've done everything with Turning Point, chase the vote, etc. I'm going to tell you something right now. They are brainwashing our youth. They're using Christianity as a facade, and they are manipulating our youth in that organization. They don't know that they're being manipulated. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Turning Point Action, Turning Point USA, it's all fucking fraud. I've exposed them. I've got the receipts and everything. All right? I'm going to tell you something right now. They are a fucking fraud. America is a fucking fraud. All right? They really are. Tyler Boyer, Erica Kirk, all of them. Charlie was murdered, and it's not by a left-wing nutcase. Okay? Pentagon, all of it, got the receipts. Candace Owens is telling the fucking truth. So was Tucker Carlson. So was Marjorie Taylor Greene. All of it. Why? Because I was involved, and I denied donor money for my campaign because they were trying to get me to talk about you-know-who in a very positive way. That little country overseas, the Middle Eastern country. Yeah, more to come on the fraud of Turning Point. Former Turning Point employee here. Fuck them all. It's time we rise up, and it's time that we expose them for who they are. They lied to all of you.
Okay, Crash. You know, I went to try to send you that picture that we talked about, the good Christian that he is, but it didn't go over. I wasn't going to, then he inspired me again. So let's start by this. America is a fraud. He's talking about Trump, boys and girls. He's working for Flynn. Flynn's turning on Trump because Trump's going after him for entrapment. Do you know who knows that Flynn is guilty? The guy in the room, Tuckeroni, knowing that it was Flynn that set up the brokered convention. That in the same room, the confession of the election rigged audit led by Flynn, by the perpetrators in the room confessing Shelby Bush and Harris, that also then brought in Staci Burk, who is talking to the DOJ. And that is the deep throat is McMahon. Now, he turns around and says, Marjorie Taylor Greene is right. Who's Marjorie Taylor Greene targeting if it isn't Trump? She knows they're not opening the Epstein files, and you know what? Trump's got to be in them or they'd have been opened. But my point being is Trump's the target there. Marjorie Taylor Greene is that. And then he's calling out, that country. And you mean Israel, shithead? Right. So that would also tag to Trump and the bombing of Iran. So wait a minute. Isn't he the guy that's all pro-Trump when I went over there? We're saving Trump, the whole thing? Well, how's that? That's not his intention. That's General Flynn again. That's the guy who has the tape of that brokered convention. I mean, this guy, I've got a recording there. I got a recording there. The most important meeting of that weasel's life, and he didn't record it. Everybody in that room had a recording. Okay, hit it. Just know who that is. Know the plan, and it is Flynn. Now, who sent us to Arizona? Well, Michelle Moore. That's how I met Matthew Tuckeroni. That was the plan to get me smoked. What we talk about? The cartel. Never the brokered convention, which got him pretty upset. But I have to give you the mailbox. Why was I going to get smoked? Because the brokered convention was going to happen. Who was the beneficiary? Haley and Sununu. Are we forgetting that I ran for governor against Sununu? That I called Sununu out and he was blocking the Pandora's box? She is who put that together. I mean, if there's an antichrist, I'm voting for her. Now, that was the plan. Now we got to figure, right? Who's connected to Flynn? Tuckeroni. Who works for Flynn in the CIA? Michelle Moore and others. And we'll get into them. This is a network. This is now the turning of that. Hit it.
Sorry, Mike.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm all out of order because of the way they came over.
Oh, it was me who did it all, who screwed it up. That is a... She's being nice and not telling you that. Now, who's this group? Wait a minute. Shelby Bush? We got Liz Harris. Wait a minute. Jeff Greenspan? Remember I told you I never met this guy, but he was in the brokered convention meeting because he's an expert in brokered convention. Oh, what do they call this? Team Truth. My ass. That was behind the brokered convention. Those are the people behind the false audit. What happened in Arizona is what is similar to Tina Peters in Colorado, which is they're not letting her go. They're not letting her go because you know what? Jack Smith in the Senate's going to use her as a witness. Remember 86 Republicans? Is she a Republican? You bet your ass. Is Liz Harris, Shelby Bush Republicans? And listen, they'll spill the beans. That's why the attack has to be now. All right, hit it. So let's remember Jeff Greenspan. Now, why is this so important? That's Raiklan in New Hampshire with Erin Day. Erin Day represents O'Keefe and the Mossad. And this team of moles that have been on me since 2016. Raiklan reached out to me after the brokered convention and wanted to talk. He understood what was said because they listened to the tape. They knew what happened in that meeting. And again, they tried to intercept me. Why did they all try to intercept me and flip me? What did they say? I could be weaponized in the Senate and the Congress. Let's hope that's exactly the case, and I can be. All right, hit it. Let's follow the dancing ball, the bouncing ball. Just remember now, you just saw Jeff Greenspan. What did Greenspan have to say? Now, this is Liz Harris. This is Shelby Bush. Great new agent. Jeff Greenspan will be joining us. I'm trying to read this. He's experienced with brokered convention and bullshit. Oh, thank you. Now they pulled. If anyone objects, they bow out. No one objected. I'm okay. So he's an expert in brokered convention. You didn't know that they planned the brokered convention? They brought an expert in on the brokered convention. And remember, our boy Tuckeroni was there, and he knows that. All right, hit it. So we're establishing this. That little ray of sunshine, and I'm not talking tits for beer, I'm talking that guy, he was in the meeting too. And I accused him of working for Flynn. And it got a little hairy. That's why what Matthew goes, you gotta hurry the first 10 minutes. My Gil went crazy. Listen, unlike these other keyboard warriors, I'm the kind of guy that's in your face. Let's get this straight, right? Did I fly to Arizona? Was the intent to confront the Sinaloa cartel? Oh,
Yeah.
How many of those do you have? Huh? When I was putting these bastards on the signs, you got many of those? When I'm having them over for a gunfight, you have those? When I taped the 5-year-old girl who died of fentanyl thinking it was candy on my flag and invited these guys over, I went through 3 of them before they tried to take it down. Then you can watch the video. They sent a guy in with a knife. So when you hear all these keyboard warriors, that's all they are. Okay, hit it. And he was a mole. He was exactly what I called him. Now, and you might have seen this before, but you know what? You understand how important this is now? You know that Smith's in the Senate now. The next thing would be a hearing, a prosecution. And what do we have? We have Liz Harris and Matthew, the same Tuckeroni you just saw. Mike was at my house. I now understand how you felt. We're all in your home. I got to tell you, being in an apartment with that asshole was an experience I never want to have again. He also says he's openly gay. This would have been another good time to show you that picture. But that's it. Liz,
I
you
can
are
find
so...
it, but
But,
I don't want to.
all right. Liz, you are so right about Stacy. Wow. Meaning Stacy
Not me.
Burk.
Not me, yeah.
No, not you. Staci Burk. Staci Burk, who was in direct contact with Flynn, Powell, Carissa, all the people I was in direct contact with at the exact same time. That's the evidence she turned over to the J6 committee, the same committee that Flynn took the fifth. You were so right, because Staci Burk was brought up in there. Now, I communicated with Stacy, told her what happened. She recorded it, didn't tell me. And then McMahon saying, well, that's not true. Well, I guess it was true. Mayhem was working with the DOJ. They don't want you to hear this too. It's always a game of blackmail. But how about this? We'll tag the recording again so you can hear what was said then. What happened in that meeting, that brokered convention, directly after it even happened. Liz, we need that recording. This is Matthew turning around. You need the recording. He's got it. But he's saving his ass. And he's putting on, these are some clever bastards when it comes to recording and being CIA and moles. This is who they are. This is the methodology. We need that recording. And Liz not being the sharpest pencil, never. That's what I'm saying. I don't have it. That means she does have it. He knows the importance of what that was on that because he was in the room. Don't you understand that this will help the NRC to understand Shelby and you don't want to have a broker convention? They don't want to have one. They were creating it until I broke up the party. Listen, if I didn't go broker convention with these bastards, Trump wouldn't have been president. That's what Haley and Sununu would have been. Guaranteed. This would have worked. Listen, hear the tape, you would have known, you would have turned around and hear how it was all put together and put together by them. The same people who covered up and created the insurrection and the audit fraud in Arizona. We have plenty of evidence. There's more. Where is it? Well, I guess we can go on the fact that I trust you. I mean, this asshole should have been a comedian. You then, but Liz, I'm going to again be labeled as the one who has the tape, not just you, meaning you both have the tape. And that's exactly what you have. Now, listen, if you don't give it in, you can use it as blackmail, remember? Then you can use it over and over again, which is why all my evidence, they don't want to share with you. They use it as blackmail. Flynn uses it as blackmail. O'Keefe uses it as blackmail. Packard Mockridge uses it as blackmail. Dorian Russell uses it as blackmail for Flynn, the gathering of all my evidence. So please, whatever evidence it is you have, I hope you protecting this convention. Listen, if it wasn't a broker convention, why would you need protection? Did you get that protection? No. A couple weeks later, maybe they shot at Trump, maybe they didn't. This stuff, all this shit's so fucking devious, who the fuck knows? Hit it. Well, we know that. That's evidence. Those are witnesses. Now, right after the meeting, I get this taped to my door. Turns out, my Tuckeroni and his girlfriend. Arizonans are standing on a united front. Boy, he didn't sound so united a second ago now, did he? And we will not tolerate anyone outside influence. Well, I'm sorry, I just broke up the broker convention. And you know what? No mention of the cartel. See, that was just a smoke job. Me smoke. We won't back down. We'll do whatever we can to protect our state. You are not welcome in Arizona. Wow, you just invited me a couple days later and you want me out? All I added was the stopping of the brokered convention. You have been warned. Well, he had more warning. Sincerely, well, at least he's polite. The Arizona Republic united under God. Does that include Turning Point? I don't know. And under God would have been another time we could have shown that picture. If we're dealing with united.
You can post it when we post our
Okay, all right. I think I should have thrown it a few times. Okay, hit it. So see, we're establishing things. We're establishing broken convention. Now, let me see if I can get this one that said this. Yeah, let me read it. You are lucky, Mike. Honestly, very lucky. I'm not the Matt I was 10 years ago. Really? I'd have thrown this guy like a javelin, but he always had a gun on him. Your legs and lungs would be fucked. I don't know. It scares me to think how you would fuck my lungs up. But let's leave it there. We know your location and we'll keep you keep running. Now there was a problem. You know how they knew my location? Ready? Michelle Moore. Remember the telephone? The minute I lost the phone, they all lost their shit. How do you think they were following me? And I was working with Michelle Moore. And to those who think I didn't know who Michelle was, well, wait a minute. I used her to get Script Keeper. I used her to get Elvire. The last one we talked was against Ariel. That was her network. You don't think I questioned her? And listen, there's going to come a day you're going to find out that I have a kill switch and includes more very early on. Okay? So in other words, I heard the clicking. I felt the recording. Let's go on. But that was the contact. will always be right behind you, watching you every move. Keep it up, bro. You're fucked with Arizona, and I will finish what you started. You are an FBI informant, so tell your feds to fuck off, FBI. Listen, has there been anybody else in this universe that's give the FBI and the DOJ a problem? You see all those tapes knocking on their doors saying, I got the cartel, calling them cowards. They were on the signs too.
Let me ask you something I don't understand because I'm not in the world of spydom like they are. What if you are an FBI informant? Who are you informing and what are you informing them of? What does that even mean?
It doesn't have to make sense. These are a bunch of fucking
It
assholes.
doesn't.
Well, you know what it is? He knows I'm going to share this. So what they do is by saying an FBI informant is, oh, you throw. Listen,
You're putting it in the head of people, but
Lord, you see the stupid shit they said.
If normal people would think about that comment, they'd be like, well, who are you? What are you informing of? I mean, there's nothing.
They're not normal.
I know,
but there's enough fucked up people. Right, there's the problem.
There are normal people.
All of us motherfuckers, the bikers too. Really, bikers, you dumbass. If you wanted you dead, you would be dead, you dumbass. Well, you're threatening to kill me. Sounds like you want me dead. Remember, the gun's in my house. He carried the gun constantly. Yeah, so I've set you up for murder. I think you would be dead already. You lying piece of shit. Wait a minute. He's threatening me. See, it's the same. They have the same methodology. They threaten you, and then they back off the threat. That was always the intention. Always. And that's who he is now. All right, hit it. Now, he's talking to Michelle. Michelle is the contact here to all of them. Ariel, and he gets involved. Dorian Russell, who was before then was Gene Decode. You think a mole wouldn't be working for Gene Decode and then selling Melaleuca through Scott McKay? I mean, I've never been so sure of a mole in my life. What was the first thing that I told you coming back and talking to him was setting him up with the cartel and the money laundering, and you're going to see why. I told you I didn't trust him. You all. You were warned. Good morning, Matthew. Michael said you recorded Saturday's meeting. Yes, he did. Shelby Bush, please upload to your folder in Box ASAP. I want to listen to it. She knew he wouldn't, she knew he had it. She knew that he wouldn't send it to her, because, although he did. But for you to believe that he didn't, remember? Liz Harris recorded it. She was wearing a wire. Liz specifically told me not to record. You tell this asshole not to record, he'll record you while you're sleeping. Take care of it. Although I regret it, even listening to her at this point. I'm not happy with how I'm being put in a corner because I was truthful. In that meeting, when Shelby asked me who was the lead, I got Liz to confess that she told me the post about Shelby, meaning he was the leak. They were setting Shelby up. Listen, they're all screwing each other. It's who they are. But it also means that he's saying that Liz has the tape of that brokered convention. Why would getting Liz to confess be a good thing, even a mission of yours? I'm lost. It's covering for his ass, which is why it was in contact. She's lost and didn't see it. She knew exactly. She knew that he was that mole from the beginning. I wasn't on a vision. Shelby asked me who was the leak. And I said, someone in the room better have my back. And Liz spoke up. I mean, he set up, forced Liz to have it, or he was going to tell it was Liz. You said you got Liz to confess. Why is that a good thing? I'm calling you right now. Because now he's saying, hey, listen, she's trying to clean herself, cover for herself, and he's going, listen, I'm a sneaky bastard. I don't like the way this is going. So now he starts thinking, oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to smoke Mike, He's going after the Sinaloa cartel. We're going to say the cartel did it. And all of a sudden, he springs the broker convention. And now Matthew's feeling a little used and set up. Hit it. I hope it's the right next one. Well, it is. Thank you. Well, let me get this one to you. How about we discuss Michelle Moore's private investigator? Oh, he turned on her awful fast. And let's talk about that private investigator who did a nice little hit piece that Crash found that was to use after I was dead. Right. So our girl, Michelle, is doing a hit piece on me after I'm dead. Michelle Moore's private investigator is in where? Sedona. Wait a minute. He's in Sedona. We've got McMahon, Sedona. We got the CIA up our ass, always Sedona. Wait a minute. Lives in Maricopa County. Coincidence? I think not. It wasn't. She uses an investigator from Maricopa. Mike Gill all of a sudden used me to get Arizona. He's telling me to come over there about the cartel. Then I use him. The brokered convention. And then he pulls this stunt with the delegation. Listen, I didn't pull a stunt if he didn't know about it, right? That's how the stunt. I didn't know about it. Brokered convention and screws over Harris and Shelby. I screwed them over. You listen to the tape because they were running the brokered convention. They were removing Trump. You understand? Screwed up their plans. Think about it. Who in Maricopa County is working with Michelle Moore? This had to be premeditated. He's thinking he just got screwed over Michelle Moore. Now, Michelle Moore didn't know either. She was a rat. She was getting me smoked. She was in on the plan. And the boy Ariel, who she was feeding, and along with During and Russell, was telling you about the Sinaloa cartel in Arizona. He was on board with getting me smoked. She was taking my information and then passing it to Ariel. Ariel was using it to blackmail, which is why we came up with Planet Fitness, Epoch Times, Gulfstream Park. Ariel was talking the story of my life, was making me a hero, but it was going to be a dead one. Hit it, please. Now, the people in the room, Harris, well, that's with Lindell. That's with Patrick Burns. We didn't know they were who they were loyal to. It is the plan. It's still the plan. They go down together. Burns is the one who gave Shelby Bush $700,000, which she mentions in the meeting. Said he's such a nice man. Really? Do you know, she said, that he went after undercover again, working for the FBI to take out Hillary Clinton? I go, you don't really believe that, do you? And then she goes, well, yes. I go, well, then you're stupid. It's all on tape. I'm direct that way. But that was a disclosure to her. That was the money that they got to corrupt that election. And who was in that Oval Office on December 18, 2020? Oh, Patrick Burns. Hit it. In fact, what does it say? Pro-Trump Patrick Burns boost funds to far-right voter conspiracy groups. That's Shelby Bush. See, I think this happens to be the Flynn group. And why they're turning on Turning Point, which they're all corrupt, is because Turning Point might be siding with Trump. Tuckeroni's Turning Point under the bus. Trump under the bus, using Israel and Marjorie Taylor Greene. We have a division of rat fucks. Hit it, please. Now, I had a visitor. Michelle was traffic control. She sent me over Lockwood, who was the CIA.
She was the dispatcher. She was the dispatcher.
That's definitely. Now think about it. What did the CIA want? How the hell did you figure out the brokered convention? How did you get these animals to confess? This is a good question. Where do you have any money? They always size me up. I mean, is he broke? Does he have this? Does he have any resources?
They probe you, and they don't realize that you're picking up on that normal people wouldn't be asking you these questions.
And I'm not normal. I've been doing this for 20 years. If there's somebody out there who can read these people better than me, I ain't found it. And listen, and if you don't think I can read people, look, take this for example. Do you think reading people would be good in sales? I built the largest volume brokerage company in the United States. You don't think I can see you? Listen, I can, that is my talent. Crash will tell you, I'm bad at a lot of things. Not that. That I'm a savant. I can look at, what do you see in these videos sometimes with the Secretary of State, look on his face? With Sununu, a look on his face. You know how he knew about the broker convention? The look on Sununu's face when he was on Bill Maher's show. That's what I do. Secretary of State, banking commissioner, did I get him? He went catatonic. It just happens to be my talent. When I ask you to look at these assholes' resumes, look at mine. I led the country in brokerage. I led the world in racing, handicapping racing, seeing how they win. It is that talent. Okay, hit it. Now, methodology. I just caught Michelle Moore. Her protecting Ariel. What the CIA methodology, and we're going to revisit it again here, is give them something for you to trust. I'm calling her out that she knows about Ariel. She stopped me from putting that out. Now she turns around, within 2 days, I now have proof that Ariel knows Elvira is CIA. What? I catch Elvira telling that she fights me. I tell her Ariel's working with it. She fights me. Then suddenly she knows it. Now, she says she has proof. Now, if she has proof, have you seen it? Now, in the exact same window, she's talking to D. Boomasan, Dorian Russell. Now, he never told me that name. You know who told us that name? Script Keeper, because he was in the same network, and I was beating the shit out of him, and he was telling them, hey, don't help him. Now, I didn't talk to her about Ariel, but she knows a lot of stuff. Nick let her down, huge fed. Oh, did he disappoint you? We already knew, though, and we know Ariel knows. We already know. What, are you got a hamster up your ass? I told you. You never came out about Michelle either. You know this because you're one of them. He's not a Fed, he's CIA asset. Oh, well, let's be direct. So everything I accused him of was that. Now, here's the point. She didn't tell me that. She said Dorian Russell. Do you know why Dorian Russell said that and more? Same methodology. Michelle was saying, I know this now. So I would come back and go, oh, well, now that you know that, I guess we're buddies. Bullshit. That's the methodology. And what Dorian Russell needed, who was working in this same network of assholes, he needed me to trust him. That's what happened there. Hit it. It goes on.
Before I hit it, I just want to, we said it before, but those are in my phone. That was that thread that I was on. They did that overnight while they knew I'd be sleeping, I guess. And I didn't see it till the morning, but they didn't tell you. They did it there. And I guess they knew I'd tell you. They basically,
exactly.
She initiated that whole thread with both. They were using me as like their little
100%
in between.
100%. Listen, at that time, they hung me out to dry. There's more to it. Crash saved my life. We put around and put this podcast together that Give, Send, Go. You gave me that money. You people out there saved my life. That got me the plane ticket to get the hell out of there. Okay. So
Yeah.
I was being measured the whole time. There, hit it. Wait a minute now. Let me see if I can read this on this.
Well, I don't think you really need to read it, do you? It's just
Well, you know what I can bump. Here's the point.
the connection.
Tuckeroni is on this thread with D. Boomasan, Dorian Russell. Wait a minute. And Scott McMahon. Do you know the chances of having all those three assholes together is impossible? Tuckeroni in that brokered convention. McMahon would turn around and saying that, it was his witness, it was his thing doing that. He was working with Burke. They didn't want you to know what happened in that, what was said in that meeting, because the DOJ was reaching out to me for a deal. That was the DOJ. And who sent me to McMahon? The DOJ. But Dorian Russell, they were working together to block me. This was Michelle Moore's being handled with Russell. Listen, you can't put the three together. The three together is the same thread. You met Tuckeroni. We showed you who McMahon was. And then all of a sudden, of all the assholes, our ally? Fuck you. All right. And listen, McMahon. Matthew is a pathological liar. You're damn right he is. But he can't have you see or hear that he told him what happened in that brokered convention. Okay.
I don't know whose DM this is. Oh, I do now. It's that person connected to the feds on election
All
night.
right. Can you enlarge that for me? The best you can. Unless I have it here.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened? What happened was, right, on election night, I get a text. The second they declared Trump the winner, I know this person's a DOJ from 2016. And they're telling me, ready, to connect with McMahon has some good research on Burns, shares your opinion in mine. He shares my opinion. That's not what he was telling everybody out there. Why were they connecting me at election night? Because they were going to prosecute him if Trump lost. Now that Trump won, it's plan B. Have you noticed, Jack Smith? That's plan B, an impeachment. And what does it end? Trump better win tonight. Right. So in other words, the same McMahon that Dorian Russell's talking to, the Tuckeroni's talking to, they're putting me in motion with them. But here's the thing. All I've got to do is lie and not tell you the truth, not tell you what's on that tape. Fuck that shit, and that's what I told them too. But understand the movement. Now we've got the DOJ, McMahon, who's working with the DOJ, with Staci Burk, who gave her evidence to the J6 committee, worked with Flynn directly. Now you're going to ask yourself, well, then you're trying to protect Trump. Really? You get Flynn, Flynn gets Trump. You get the brokered convention evidence recording, you realize that Trump was entrapped. Listen, this is above a lot of people's brains, but it's second grade bullshit to me. That's exactly what that is. And why I'm a problem, which is why at the same time they're sending my children, Dad, it's time to quit, it's time to come home and all that other shit. Which is not always shit. All right, hit it. Let's keep going on this journey. Now, this was done a while ago. I mean, Crash, if you want to tell them this is something you posted before, thinking it was recent, and it wasn't.
Yeah, we had, I don't know if I just posted on Twitter, I think.
Right.
It was a video that he just posted on, I guess, YouTube and shared on Twitter. And I don't listen to intros. I don't have time. I cut things out. So I thought it was new. And when you saw it, you thought he was supporting McMahon, which
is he? Okay, which he is.
The fact that this was here, older, this was a year ago.
Right. It puts them in that window, the same window we're talking about. While he's talking to Tuckeroni and McMahon, what does he say? Scott McMahon is doing some great work. Really, shithead? So, in other words, we've got Russell with McMahon again, who's with Tuckeroni. And you know what they're setting up? To block the brokered convention. You don't hear them say, play the tape, do you? But he's doing great work blocking it, questioning what was in the brokered convention. Listen, there's the people who don't want you to hear it, and me and Crash that want you to hear it. Okay? Isn't it that simple, people? But that's who this shithead is. A mole, a CIA mole. McKay, Gene Decode, and now he's on the team. Okay, hit it.
Yeah, I just want that tape to be heard, and I hope we do.
Oh, I can tell you it's going to happen.
This is Patrick under his alias, said it, whatever.
How many aliases do you have? I mean, this was for sure. Okay, I got this one. I mean, this guy comes up with different aliases, but he was working with Dorian Russell, who again didn't give us his name, email, phone number. I mean, Ariel gave us more than that shithead did. Wait a minute now. Patricia was convinced me after much conjecture to go on Dorian. I can barely read it. Go on Dorian's show. Wow, we knew his name was Dorian then. I didn't really want to begin with. She and also Colin. Oh, Colin Wise, another mole working with Dorian. It goes back to Aaron Day in New Hampshire. And when we found out from their own podcast with, I don't know, Dorian Russell, that Patrick Markovich was connected to Day in 2012 and every day there since. I grinned and bared the clowniness and his punch at Judy show bullshit with other podcasters. It was him on the third show that was ambushing me with clown shit. I went along with it because I thought the lightheartedness made the comment more accessible. I don't remember being that too lighthearted. I meant that Dorian Russell was controlling it to get to his point. It was when he asked me to do a live show over that recording between you, Liz, Leslie, and Matthew, that I've been in serious reservation, especially after Stacy passed on that warning to be more serious and stop clowning around. I believe what I told
me.
Crash to say
That's
was,
me now. Yeah.
Right. Stop fucking around. I knew exactly what you're doing because I knew what Dorian was. What were they going to question? The brokered convention. Who were they going to use? Matthew. There's the connection with Russell and Matthew again, and the attack on the brokered convention. Now, Markenridge is a blackmailing bastard, and he knows my evidence is worth money, and we're going to go into that, and you're going to see it. But he didn't want to be part of that ambush. Doesn't get him the money that he's looking for. That's Aaron Day connection to the cartel and money laundering. But they were working together, and he was working with, oh, I don't know. He said Patricia Hubbard, right, and Regina, and Holly, and Frank Newhouse. It was all a connection, all libertarians, all politicians. He knew. Stacy passed that on, right? I was pouring gas on flames, trying to snitch me up association with that. He asked me to live stream Roger Stone's video. He could have just gone. Okay. So the point being is, now the connection with attacking the brokered convention is with Markenridge. When I smelled the rat, I had Crash send out the message. I remember even saying, she goes, what? I go, just do it. I know what I'm talking about. That's insight, folks. So we blew that fucker up before it happened. But that was the intent. That's that sneaky bastard. That's the CIA. Okay, hit it, Crash.
Okay. I think next you have a quick clip. And this is quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you want to set
26 seconds. But here's our boy. And if you want to know the association, I think he tells us it again. Hit it.
Okay.
Of text
Hang on.
messages. I know that because
Hang on, because the way this starts, it starts in the middle. So
Don't you worry, I ain't going nowhere.
here it is from the beginning. It's only 26 seconds.
once addressed that, and I know for a fact that Juan, Nino, Scott McKay, Terry Cassidy, and a bunch of these people are all on a text group, chat message group. They have a group of text messages, and I know that because for a while there, I was also talking to Michelle Moore, who is also in that group. So I know that they all communicate together, and he never stops her from being out. One.
Was that the end or?
Yep, 26 seconds.
Okay, all right, hit it. So now let's look at this now, guys. Ready? He's positive they had these meetings. Who told him? He wasn't in the meeting.
Are you sure?
Well, he doesn't say he's in it, but Michelle Moore was.
Yeah.
So Michelle Moore was telling him. So in other words,
Well, and I mean, I just thought that. Would that have been before they met you? Because she was involved with that before you.
we won't know that
Okay.
but we know this. He's in that group. McKay, he worked for McKay. He was working with Michelle. He's positive. All this little network that he hit, that they're communicating with this, Moore's trusting him with that. You understand? He's telling us that to trust him. That you're going to ask always the next question. Why did she tell you? Or you're so positive, were you on the meeting? Because she trusted him. We don't know Michelle Moore now. We don't know who the people in there, what Juan and Nino and McKay. You don't tell them. Listen, they didn't tell me. Michelle must have left that out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. It's one network. It's one CIS network, and it goes through Elvier. It goes through Ariel. Ariel was the delivering, the blackmailing point, which is why they couldn't give it up, because Ariel was connected to Arizona and Liz Harris, which is why Liz Harris kept on saying Ariel.
And that's what that's what I kept questioning. Why don't you know some of the stuff that she was telling him? She wasn't telling me.
And she wasn't telling either one of us.
So
and we only knew it after because Russell had to convince us we could trust him. I mean, unless we're morons, turn around and ask the next question. Well, how the fuck did you know? Why'd she tell you? And there's more. Hit it. Now.
Again, this is Patrick Mockridge with another alias.
And if that is his fucking name.
John Murdoch.
But he tells us, and this is important. Are you ready? That Grandal Flynn, best connection, was frying my noodle, which it's easy to fry, and when you do, you got to slap them to shut them up.
He means Claire Best. That's what he means by the best. If Grandal Flynn and Claire Best.
Claire Best is the DOJ. That was her trying to change the narrative that I was doing. Grandal was partners with Dick Aganos and the cartel and the CEO of Planet Fitness, drug distribution and money laundering across the country. Pretty important players. Now, Grandal came to me once they removed him to give me this evidence of money laundering and distribution to take out Panagos. So he comes back in as the CEO. And I guess it's worth 800 million. So in this communication, now you got to ask yourself, how does he know all this? He's talking to Russell. Makes perfect sense now to when things blew up with Ariel. Ariel called out Planet Fitness. Now, who calls out a multi-billion-dollar company and calls them drug distribution and money laundering if you don't know it? Now, who do they know it from? It's my evidence. I didn't tell him. Michelle did.
I also think this is about the time you got this when I could be wrong, but he and Michelle had like a 4 hour phone conversation that someone told you about.
We just know that they talk, and I know that I gave it to Michelle.
Yeah,
That's how Ariel knows, and that's how Dorian Russell knows. And they were bringing in
Patrick.
Mockeridge, just like Mockeridge turned around and said, I'm not dealing with that broker convention. He's going, I'm not screwing with the CEO of Planet Fitness and these cartels. You know why Mockeridge knows? Mockeridge worked with Day. He knows what this is true, which is why he wants to sell it. Now he goes, but it tied together with 800 million. Bingo. 800. Where do you get that number? That's what Grundell was saying that he got cheated out of. And if he takes back to the company, he's worth 800 million. Brilliant video. Well, thank you, Patrick. You batted a dirty submarine knuckleball out of the park. A dirty knuckleball submarine. Well, that's a guy from the UK. If you weren't a mortgage broker, you'd have made one hell of an engineer. Break things down to their fundamentals, and you follow the fundamentals. I am in awestruck today. Today was a Mike Gill 300 IQ moment for me. Well, thank you. But I also caught you. So if you're going to play, don't play with me, shithead. But don't miss it. There's Grundell. There's Mockenridge. There's Dorian. Where did he get the information from? Grundell's talking to Michelle, but not just Michelle. Hit it.
Did I miss? Did I don't know if I'm missing one here. I'm just looking. So,
If that's the one I think it is that?
this is from D to you. I don't
Okay,
know.
good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
It's amazing you're good because I threw you a jigsaw.
Yeah,
Now,
you did. You did.
I'm now, who's back? Dorian Russell. And what does he give me? Right when we're in deep shit. We're at the end of Arizona. He does a Zoom call with me. You know what he finds out? Not only am I broke, not only I'm in a shithole motel and I got to get out of town and things are dangerous, he wants me to trust him again. Yep, I talked to her about that too. Grundell is the guy you're referring to. Oh, you know, Rigel, you did these podcasts about Grundell. You know we own Planet Fitness, right? And why my omission of the truth is a lie, yes. I heard about the dinner he had where Juan was in Florida. What? Juan O'Savin, his ass, Wayne Willett, which if you fucking Google and go through AI, going, the guy's got no history, even to grammar school, is meeting with Grundell, the guy who give you the cartel. Ariel's the one who did the Planet Fitness. So again, I ask you on something Michelle never told me, never told Crash, is meeting Grundell in Florida, is meeting with Juan,
Yeah.
who works for Flynn, right? But there he is, knowing again. And what does he get it? From Michelle. That's the network. How many times are we going to have him bump into this shit? Know things that he shouldn't. Now, hit it. Let's remind us who Grundell is. Grundell is a key witness in all of this. He is a key witness that I gave to the DOJ. I tagged him in some of the J6 stuff. You know why? In case I got smoked, I wanted to make sure the DOJ came up with him as a witness. He's a scumbag. Listen, you don't become, he was part of the cartel. Now, this is Mike Grundell's cover of his Twitter account. What does he put up? Mike Gill, the head of the largest cartel in the country, Dick Anagos, who owns Planet Fitness, along treatment centers, drug treatment centers, transition centers, youth services, detention centers, nursing home, its distribution, and why you're broke with the Medicaid fraud. Now, He owned treatment centers, making billions off his own victims. I mean, Jesus, is there something more evil? He's all over in the Pandora Papers and they're selling assets. Why don't you know? Now, Grindel still wants me to take out Anagos, so he comes in, for Planet Fitness and 800 million. How do they know that? How do they even know 800 million? But that's who Grindel is. Hit it. And he's meeting with Juan. Why? Because it's blackmail. Well, how they work this blackmail? Well, this is our boy Ariel again. Remember? He did Planet Fitness, Gulfstream Park, Epoch Times. Well, he also did James O'Keefe now, didn't he? Well, let's see. Oh, but the other excuse to why James O'Keefe was paid leave from Project Veritas, they separated it because I incriminated O'Keefe, and they separated the two entities so both of them didn't go down at the same time if it came out. Was because what was found in New Hampshire. I don't know who was in New Hampshire. A libertarian utopia of corruption regarding the military and political figures. Oh, you mean like Aaron Day, who ran for governor, senator, governor, president, back to senator. And who was he working with? Not Patrick Mockenridge. And then who else was he working with? Snedeker, David Snedeker, the Decoder, the Flynn. Who came and said, oh, that can't be Dave Snedeker. Oh, that's right, Dorian Russell. Drug trafficking, human trafficking, money laundering. How does he know? New Hampshire is a giant cartel. It is. Did Michelle give you that? Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Jerry Kushner, Patrick Burke, etc., all connected to. Right. You forgot Maxwell? That's where they arrested her, in those LLCs. They control the airport out there. It's true. Anagos controls not just the airport, what comes off the planes, which at one time he got busted for. 2 suitcases from Mexico. But of course they let him go. The government, the FBI, the DEA. The DEA, remember, I got the largest fentanyl bust. Who let them go? The FBI and the DEA. And when you mean by government, you mean DOJ? You're right. All of it. Alternative media, personally, met up there too. They all share the same benefits. They all will not share certain stories and people. They all bury the stories. They are the same people. They are connected to the Zionist Mossad out of Israel. Well, wait a minute. I told you Day was Mossad. Landy was Mossad. O'Keefe was Mossad. They turn around and what do? Videotape, secret videotape. That's the blackmail. You know what? They show you bullshit that gets nobody arrested. It's a protection network. What did Howley say? Patrick Howley, in those texts to me. Are you like O'Keefe, who takes incriminating evidence and don't give it out? No. This is why their contact have the same circle jerk info that not one detail going out, narrow created, first breaking story about one particular topic. Exactly. Now, why did Ariel do that? Blackmail. I'm going to blackmail the Mossad. I'm going to blackmail O'Keefe. Now, you might ask why. Because it goes back to the Senate and the Congress. And if you're going to hang Flynn, Flynn's going to say, hey, I'm going to blackmail your ass. Which is what happened. Let's go back to Tuckeroni. Oh, that's blackmailing your ass. Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? America's a fraud. That's Trump. Israel and Mossad. Now Flynn's going to need that blackmail because, as we know, Trump's after him. Because the Trump, by getting him, is the entrapment path that we gave you. Okay, hit it. Now, there's multiple podcasts, and it includes Mockenridge, and includes the leader of the libertarians and Bitcoin, who happened to be a man dressed as a woman who happens to be a Satanist working with Aaron Day. Now, how's that for some creepy fucks? Now, we got Day with Raiklan. We've got Footloose or
Frank Newhouse.
Frank Newhouse, right? We've got the money laundering network. That's Sununu that I'm talking about. All these people connected. And you know who's putting it all together? Russell with Mockridge. Why? Russell's working with Flynn. Flynn's using his blackmail. Mockridge is using for blackmail to get paid. Now, all these people, if I'm wrong, they put it together. When I did that podcast after over a year, because I know who Russell was, he left me there. Me and Crash both asked him for help. Can you help us with a podcast? He didn't. I don't want to get in between. No, we have those texts too. They left me for dead. He did the Zoom to find out I was in trouble. And then when he knew I was in trouble, he left us there to die. That's who he was. And these other things keeping them all alive was for the blackmail. And what did I say when I went back there? What was the first thing I told everybody? I don't trust Dorian Russell. I don't, because I had to tell you, because I knew we would be visiting this day. Well, I wanted you to go back to that and said, I told you I didn't trust him. Okay. But they told you why. They gave the information that was going to be blackmailed. Now, this is Brett from Mockridge. And he's out there saying, ready? Everything Mike has to say and share needed a thorough review, and it needed to be saved in one place. Well, thank you. Saving my place? Who said I lost anything? You saved it for that blackmail. Who wanted it? Flynn did. That's what Eville wanted. That's what Howley wanted. That's what Flynn. See? That's blackmail. All immutable and timestamp, single-digit copies. He's an efficient little bastard. There's big money in it. What? Big money in my evidence? Only if you use it as blackmail. Remember? They wanted to pay me $50 million. And Jesus only knows how much they would have paid each and every year since. So the big money is in blackmail and not giving it to you. I didn't take the money. He's putting his little package together. It ties to Maxwell and it ties to the Bitcoin. There's money laundering. There's the Mossad. Maxwell ties to Day, it ties to O'Keefe, ties by the LLCs is how they hide their money. Where in all the world Maxwell could have gone to, you wonder why she's in New Hampshire? Do you think that Mockridge was just a libertarian from the UK who supported the New Hampshire? What did New Hampshire support the libertarian cause? It was Bitcoin and money laundering.
And you, Mike, personally don't have any idea about anything with Bitcoin. I mean,
I never mentioned Bitcoin.
And
since, what was it, 21, 22 was on these podcasts. And what did I say? I don't trust it. It's tied to money laundering.
Right.
That's all I know.
Okay. I mean, that's all we know. And I don't have any Bitcoin.
Listen, I don't have money to invest in Bitcoin or a fucking tooth. All right?
Yeah.
All right. It also ties to things that happened to me.
Which, yeah, what is that, right?
Do you remember we found he got sued? And you get sued with, I don't know, Fallen fucking Wise. Who sued him? About Bitcoin being cheated and a scam? Uh-oh. We're bitter. We're bitter. They took his money. Now, how would he get it back? Oh, I'm glad we hit this one right. Please read Mockridge's response to this post. Okay, that was me. Now, Mockridge goes, he tags to the FBI, the IRS, Chitka, Marjorie Taylor Greene, so forth. But the feds, he tagged this to the feds. Also, every end of the team, every tax ID. So really would appreciate if someone put a lid on this demented old man under your protection in this commercial dispute. We're in a commercial dispute?
Yeah, what's that? I don't even...
Meaning, stop fucking with my blackmail. If you want my consulting service to work, AI for investigation and audit, the price starts at $10 million upfront. Thank you.
for further work. Does that mean he already did work for them? I
He's
don't know.
turning around and showing you what I have. He's telling you it's sending. Who's on the 50 million? Oh, the IRS. Who wants me to take a deal? The FBI. Hitka. Remember the recording of the Inspector General of the Treasury? Remember how they were intercepting my mail? And that was the most important evidence to the DOJ? You mean that? Let's tag them and say you want 10 million to start. Thank you for the free advertising. Oh, you're welcome. Hit it. I am not a U.S. citizen. I work tirelessly to record your evidence at my own expense. To use as blackmail without my knowledge, without my approval. And you know who else all recorded all my shit too? Oh, that's right, Dorian fucking Russell. Because they need it for blackmail too. Immunicil Central Proof. Fuck you and fucking turncoat, coffin dodging, miserable fat fuck.
The calling name thing and the video stuff is just.
Listen. I think it's funny. So we're good.
We're good.
What it tells me is by giving him a little twist. He's one of those guys. Listen, I went in certain classes with not special needs, but special people as far as intelligence. They had a lot of them lacked a sense of normalcy, common sense. You give them a little twist, they don't understand what you're saying. So maybe making it public that you're blackmailing the FBI and TICA and the IRS is not a fucking good thing, which is what I got out of him. So let him do his little rant, but he didn't know what he did. Just in case, remember, I'm the one with the 300 IQ. Regardless, I will find a buyer. Well, good luck, shithead. Remember, he wanted me a letter of recommendation, him and Colin?
Yeah.
I think it would have helped with the side. But you remember then? I knew what you were doing. And how's that letter of recommendation going? Just in case, who wants to be first to find out? Who feels wealthy enough to contend to be the last thing to find out? Meaning, my evidence is that valuable? Now, who would use that? Just blackmail, just the feds. But listen, he'll hold an auction anywhere because he's also talking to, I don't know, Flynn, O'Keefe may not want that out. The same guy who let out to go to Bohemian Grove wouldn't want that out. Aaron Day clearly wouldn't. Regardless, this commercial dispute regarding AI and blockchain, commercial dispute? You mean the fact that you stole my evidence as much as you could and want to get paid? I feel it's not my fault the America is falling behind on the world stage, and when it has every opportunity to make the difference commercially and purchase decisions, meaning America is missing out on my evidence. It affects the world stage. It's not his fault he's stealing it and trying to blackmail and get paid for it. Are you guys getting this? This is some pretty dark shit. All right, hit it. Now, you've seen it before, and you'll see it again. But this is the back page of that. But I want you to pay attention to it. It has the cartels. That's Anagos, Cruz, Griner. Not only does Aaron Day and Mockenridge, who knows the story because he worked with Day. He knows what happened. He knows Day corrupted the cases against the cartel. So does the Department of Justice. That's that single evidence. Now, if you get Day, you get O'Keefe, you get the Mossad, you get the cartel, but you also get the Medicaid fraud, the Medicare fraud. You get the drug treatment centers. You get the transition centers. You get the hospitals. You get the nursing home. You get the youth detention. You get what is corrupted. What's happening in Minnesota? Well, wait a minute. Do you hear the turn in Minnesota, particularly about the violence? It's the cartels and money laundering. Google it. Behind the theft is the cartels. What did they send? 700 million to Somalia? They take it back through, I don't know, the Pandora Papers. You see? So, in other words, that is hard evidence, proof that the DOJ has it. What's the fastest path I told you? Was the cartel? Because then you get the Medicare, the Medicaid, you get the police records, the arrest records of Dick Anagos, who Grundell worked as the CEO of Planet Fitness, working with the cartel. We're playing dominoes. It was enough for him to start the bidding at 10 million, like an auction. All right.
That's
Is
it.
that all?
Yep, that's all your.
You want more?
No.
I had a feeling.
I'm running out of battery, and
But you see, I was telling Crash, you want to have your life violated? I work with the darkest bastards. I am surrounded. I can't speak to my children because my children are threatened about talking. I don't talk to them and reach out because I don't want them murdered. You understand? We're not talking witnesses. We're talking hundreds of witnesses. Everything that's happening. What did Steve Robinson come up with in Maine? Who was shared by Musk. And Steve had the interview with Tucker Carlson. You know what he just found out? That between African Americans and Latinos and so forth, are 90% of the Medicaid and Medicare fraud in the state of Maine. What did we tell you in Maine? The Chinese cow moved in. And when you move in the cartels, you got to move in the laundry and national, right? That's Cantor gaming. That's money laundering. It's together. It's what I stopped in New Hampshire. It's what then Anagos started up with a chain of casinos. It's all connected. It is what the Pandora box. It goes back to the state, which is the governor. It goes back to the Senate and the Congress who approved these bills and why you're 38 trillion in debt. You're actually now 38.5 trillion in debt. You are mathematically bankrupt. 2 years, 3 years, you're done. Why? They're cutting interest rates. Why aren't rates going down? Because you're a bad credit risk. What this will be is hyperinflation when the government can't pay their bills. You know how you're paying their bills now? They're borrowing money to pay the bills, which is why we're in a deficit. Listen, what did I do? I approved you for a loan. I wouldn't turn around and give this country a penny, which is why we're going broke. Now, remember this. You get the cartel. You get the Medicaid fraud and Medicaid fraud. You get not only the people that stole your money, you get your 38.5 trillion back. You have zero inflation. You have proper services across this country. You have health insurance paid. I mean, think of what they're stealing. That's the importance of this. Our country's welfare is in balance. And listen, and if you can't pay for a military, you're in trouble. So this stuff with Greenland, what's that, minerals? Venezuela with oil?
oh, yeah.
I mean, what's next? Fucking Canada?
Yeah.
Is this a disguise to steal from others, to pay your own bills, to keep you alive a little long? I don't know, to the fucking midterms? I mean, it's that simple. So each and every step we gave you, this is in that steps. This is critical. Listen, this ain't about this mudslinging podcast bullshit. I gave you every single one of those assholes. Now tell me, was I wrong? You believe Michelle something else? You believe Juan somebody else? You believe Ariel somebody else? I mean, what the fuck? Either Dorian Russell. They didn't send me. It was me and Crash. And Crash, you know, Russell left us for dead. He didn't help us with that podcast. And we were pretty direct and told him we were in trouble.
Yeah, it threw me all off at the time because I was like, well, The decision isn't, he was doing emotional stuff, and I was kind of like, well, I'm following what I feel like the truth is. So the emotions are out of it. You can't,
And
he
his
equated
emotional
it.
stuff was his connection with Michelle.
Yeah.
And he's telling, what was he saying? Oh, Michelle, he worshipped at his feet. Shut up. I'm the one who caught it. I'm the one who bring it up. You're the one that left us for dead. It was that connection. You know what they said? Listen, when you're in trouble like that, don't help them. They didn't help me to get out of here. They didn't help me with money. They turned around and left me for dead. And listen, we were in bad trouble. We were on the scene, go, hey, listen, Crash would do the investigating. I put the pieces together, and Dorian, I mean, he can make a clown face on me. He can do all these little technical shit. He did nothing. He
Yeah.
was there to sink us. And what happened from that point forwards? Everything he did was behind our backs to sink us. That's McMahon. That's Tuckeroni. That's Mockenridge. See, there's nothing out of place. You people have got to wake up. I'll leave you with what scared me when I came to this podcast world and didn't know a shit about podcasts or any of these assholes and uncovered them, all of you, and put it out there. Remember, I was subversive. They threatened to murder me because I gave them all up. I told you none of them. Zero. What did Shelby Bush in the meeting go? The podcasters are 98% CIA. On my word, you hear that tape, that's what she said. 98. You're looking at 1 and 2. All of it. Listen, ready? I was a wealthy man. These people are making money where they've never made money. Michelle was a realtor. Big deal selling fucking multi-level marketing. What was Russell? An addict? Working at a coffee place? And then GD code? Working with McKay selling multi-level marketing? That's his fucking resume? And listen, what did he say? You really want a war with me? You pudgy little smurf. I told her, Crash, I wouldn't get a name calling. But I'm the one who went to the Sinaloa cartel in Arizona. You've seen my videos. You know who the fuck I am. You want a war. This ain't about name calling, shithead. That's what Script Keeper does. That's the methodology. Again, now I'm going to leave you one more thing, the methodology. You see Sabrina, the teenage witch? She gives you this bullshit you know nothing about. How do you question a subject you know nothing? Methodology. And if you do question her, Teen Wolf there comes after you, just like Derek Johnson. Oh, let me think about this. Derek Johnson told you about military rules and code that you didn't know, had you chasing fucking airplanes. And if you question him, he lost his shit. Now tell me if that isn't exactly the same thing. That's a trained methodology. Trained. You've got to start. Listen, we're running out of these podcasters. I've noticed their numbers are all down. But you've got to pay attention. That's what scared me the most. Was how you didn't see them. Werewolves, reptilians, and you were buying it? Juan's really JFK Jr.? What? Trump's really commander in chief during the Biden years? He opened the borders to teach us a lesson. I don't know. Does he look like he wanted the borders open? I don't know. But was that not the shit they were selling you?
Yeah.
You are what scare me, not them. I can catch them. I don't know if I can fix you. Maybe that's the title. All right, Crash.
Okay. All right, Mike.
Bye.
Bye.